Is Gerrard returning? And is he what Rangers need?
Barry Ferguson had repeatedly called for clarity about his Rangers' future. The interim manager did eventually have those calls answered over the weekend, but perhaps not in the way he'd hoped. Now clarity is needed about who will be the next permanent Ibrox manager. For all the noise and chatter about Steven Gerrard, Russell Martin and Davide Ancelotti, there is no sign yet that a deal has been agreed. Rangers' stance remains that there is no preferred candidate, but whoever it is will have a sizable task that needs starting yesterday. The talk of pubs, WhatsApp groups and social media has Gerrard as the latest prime contender, but would a return for Rangers' last title-winning manager be the best thing for the club? Is Gerrard in Glasgow? Maybe. Rumours were rife on Monday that he had been spotted at Cameron House on the banks of Loch Lomond.
A few days away, or a sign of his impending return? Have the Saudi tax complications that were previously cited as a stumbling block now gone away?
The plot thickened when a man suggested to be Gerrard's Glasgow barber posted a picture on Instagram of the gates of Rangers training centre.
Was the former England midfielder inside and about to get his hair nicely pruned in preparation of a new set of scarf-holding pictures? Absolutely, said some. Utter nonsense, suggested others. It's an old photo. The truth remains unclear. Who is making the decision?
What is known for sure is that Rangers are looking for a new manager. But where do the club's prospective new owners, an American consortium involving Andrew Kavanagh and 49ers Enterprises Global Football Group and sporting director-in-waiting Kevin Thelwell, fit into that? It would seem hugely unlikely that they would not have a voice in the conversation, even if the latter is officially still employed by Everton. Former Leeds sporting director Gretar Steinson is the 49ers football expert and will surely have views of his own about who should lead Rangers next term. But what is for certain is that Chief Executive Patrick Stewart is leading the hunt along with the current Ibrox board.
Is Gerrard actually what Rangers need? This is the crucial question that some more romantic Rangers fans may overlook in favor of dwelling on past success.
Gerrard's trophy ratio at Ibrox was 1 from a possible 9 before he departed for Aston Villa.
The one was seismic, though, stopping Celtic from becoming the first Scottish club to claim 10 titles in a row.
That triumph endeared the former Liverpool captain to a large swathe of the support for eternity in itself. And the fact he's box office on a global scale and spent the latter part of his career with LA Galaxy in the United States will presumably also be eye-catching to the prospective new American owners.
However, in the cold light of day, Gerrard's Ibrox trophy rate would not be acceptable second time round.
His record at Villa and, most recently, at Al Ettifaq in the Saudi Pro League, makes far from convincing reading. Furthermore, the one thing that seemed to prompt his departure from Ibrox outside the lure of an English Premier League position was the idea that he wasn't back to the extent he wanted after delivering the Premiership title. The quote in the immediate aftermath of that was, "We have to fix the roof now the sun is shining."
Rangers didn't, or couldn't, and Gerrard was gone as Celtic reasserted their grip on domestic silverware. If reappointed, it would seem he would have backing under the new ownership, but questions would remain if that would be enough, and he would be the right candidate to reel in all-conquering Celtic. What would he bring? A coaching ticket that has been mooted to include former Rangers midfielder Stephen Davis and ex-England midfielder Jordan Henderson for a start. But no mention of erstwhile assistant Michael Beale, who stepped up to replace Gerrard with scant success. What he would also bring, according to former Rangers striker Chris Boyd, is a better understanding of what the role requires. Rangers need to get someone who understands it, gets it, can deal with the pressure and demands, Boyd told Sky Sports. The fans expect you to win. You need someone who can deal with the pressures every single day. Carry the burden of the football club and take it forward. Steven has shown he can do that. He's had it all his life. He ticks a lot of boxes. Gerrard commands respect and is a high-profile figure, which would attract players who may otherwise not consider Rangers or Scotland as a destination. With players already departing as the rebuild begins, that in itself may be of value, with recruitment absolutely crucial. What do the fans want? Just how would a reunion be received by the people that really matter? We asked Rangers fans and the response was a mixed bag. Caroline, I always admired Steven for the way he went about it. When he left, I'm sure it was because he didn't have the backing of the board.
This man deserves the opportunity to mold the team he knows will be a winning team.
Darren, I would certainly back the return of Gerrard.
Yes, it was disappointing the way he left, but he was lured by the best league in the world. He made Rangers a force again after years in the wilderness, and I'd back him to do it again.
Pete, I would be okay with Gerrard being back at Ibrox, but still very disappointed that Barry Ferguson and his staff were not given the job to add to the passion he managed to get from a lot of substandard players he inherited.
Chris, no. Gerrard has done nothing since he left us in the lurch for Aston Villa, and what a good job he did there.
He is not a true Rangers man and never will be.
I'd sooner have Ange Postecoglou if Spurs sack him than Gerrard.
He has failed at every job since he won our title. Why bring a failure back? I would have been happier with Giovanni van Bronckhorst coming back.
Happier still if they had stuck with Ferguson and company.
Craig, I don't believe the fans are split here. I think the vast majority will be against it.
First time around he was a calculated risk, now we know what kind of manager he is, it'll just be an unnecessary risk.